a favor. Do you know Elon Musk? Yes. He endorsed me. By the way, he gave me the nicest endorsement, too. The tougher. He said, the country's going to fail. You should do the same thing, Joe, because you cannot be voting for Kamala.
Today we're counting down our picks for the wildest, most compelling moments from former President Donald Trump's hotly anticipated appearance on Joe Rogan's smash hit podcast. And
every time I had to deal with a country, when they saw this whack job standing behind me, they said, oh, man, Trump's going to go to war with us.
Trump's plans for Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
First of all, I love this idea of you teaming up with Robert Kennedy.
Right.
And I love this Make America Healthy Again idea, because there are chemicals and ingredients in our food that are illegal in other countries.
The Kennedy family was running for office took a back seat.
I think he's a great
Robert F. Kennedy
guy.
Jr.
I love the fact that you guys teamed up.
Yes.
And are you completely committed to have him a part of your administration?
Oh, I am, but the only thing I want to be a little careful about with him is
Trump said on Rogan
the
that
environmental.
Kennedy would be guaranteed a spot to have carte blanche in his administration, despite their clashing views on environmentalism. I said, benign. Trump
focus on health.
Yes.
You can do whatever you want, but I got to be a little bit careful with the liquid gold, you know?
I understand. But listen, there's plenty of good work that could be done if you focus on health.
Cheaper. As noted by the BBC, former
I was
President
never one
Trump
that
has
could
been
like run on a
scrutinized by
treadmill.
Democrats for his
And I can do it. You know,
refusal
when
to release his
passing a
health
physical,
records. Vice President
they
Kamala
asked me
Harris
to
has
run
done
on
so,
a
and her
treadmill, and then they
records
make it
declare her fit
steeper
for the
and steeper
presidency.
and
Trump didn't address calls to
the
release the
doctor
aforementioned
said it was
records
a
on
Walter
Rogan.
Reed. They
He
said,
claimed that during a
"It's
physical examination
unbelievable."
undertaken
I could have
at an
got. I'm telling you, I felt I
unspecified
could have
date.
gone all
Even
day.
his doctor was
But
surprised
I
by
said,
Trump's level of
"Doc,
physical
I can do this
fitness.
all day
This
long."
is especially interesting given Trump's consistent claims that he doesn't exercise. The former president insisted that golf is enough movement for him when talking to Rogan, but his
all day long.
Number 8, Trump discusses The
Boring to
Apprentice.
me. Do
Well,
you understand
right.
the concept? It was boring.
Golf's exciting.
But I did it for
Yeah.
so long. They couldn't believe it that I did it. And I never did. You know, I don't do it. I don't do it. You know, I have friends that run on this stuff all.
At the podcast's outset, Rogan inquired as to how deciding to run for
It's really
office
like two
had
different
negatively
lives.
impacted
You know, I
public
had
perception of Trump,
a
as
very
well as his
wonderful life,
treatment
but
by
I
his
wanted
fellow
to do
Hollywood
this. The Apprentice was
They
still
both
going
claimed
very
that
strong.
the
We
hosts
had
of
12
The View
seasons.
and Oprah, for example, had initially held highly favorable opinions of him before polling indicated that Trump had a real shot at the presidency. This led to Trump
Wanted me to
breaking down the
stay.
conditions
They all
that
came to
found
see
him
me. They
departing the
said,
show for politics.
"We're going to give you a
Praising
contract." They
executive
wanted to
producer
extend
Mark
my
Burnett,
contract.
Trump
Mark Burnett is a
explained that
great
opinion
guy.
polling around
Then
the
they
time
wanted
of
to
the
extend the
2012
contract. Mark
presidential
said, "You're
election
crazy.
had
Don't
first
run,
caused him
don't
to
run."
seriously consider realizing his long-held political aspirations, and so Number 7, Trump reveals his, quote, biggest mistake as
I
president.
was thinking about doing it then, but I had a contract with The Apprentice. Plus, I was building 2 big buildings at the time, and I wanted to make sure they got finished up properly, and it was one of those things.
Former president has never been
I had a
shy
lot
when
of
it comes to
success.
slagging
Great economy,
his perceived
great everything.
enemies
Everything
and,
was
quote,
great. We-
haters. When Trump
the
ascended to the
military,
presidency,
we
the
rebuilt
caliber of
it,
his
biggest
foes
tax
shifted
cuts in history. All this stuff we
significantly
did.
from, say, Rosie O'Donnell
great
and the other
president.
hosts of The View. A big
Some great people, you know, but you don't think about
Prompted
that.
by Rogan to reflect on
picked
regrets
some
he had
people
from
that
his time in the Oval
shouldn't have
Office,
picked. I
President
picked a
number
few people
45 didn't hesitate
that
in
I
revisiting
shouldn't
a
have
familiar
picked.
talking point,
Neocons?
insulting those he personally
neocons,
feels
or
have
bad
wronged him.
people, or
In this
just loyal
case, that was a
people.
number of appointments he made as president, including the, quote, idiot John Bolton, as well as his former chief of staff John F. Kelly.
6. Trump thinks Kim Jong-un just needs to chill and don't under.
He's bad. Bolton was an idiot, but he was great for me because I'd go in with a guy like a John Bolton. You know John Bolton.
Trump's presidency was obviously significant for a number of reasons, but one of the most prominent was his relationship with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. After a heated 2017 back and forth with Solomon insulting each other, they reportedly developed a rapport resembling friendship. That's how you call them, little. Notably, Trump became the first sitting U.S. president to meet
I said, yeah, Little Rocket. I said, Little Rocket, man, you're going to burn in hell. It was a rough.
On Rogan,
yeah.
Trump
so rough that
his
people were
interactions
worried.
with
This
Kim
is crazy.
and amusingly suggested that the general secretary take a break from building nuclear weapons to go relax on a beach. I got to. Number 5. Why Trump gets so much publicity.
Anybody. And I said, do you ever do anything else? Why don't you go take it easy and relax? Go to the beach. You have beautiful beach, nice beachfront property.
It didn't take long for Trump to let loose on one of his trademark stream of consciousness monologues. Soon after detailing his regrets as president,
so I always got more publicity than other people. And I didn't, it wasn't like I was trying.
So much media coverage and attention. As we all know by now, Trump is the only president to have served without previous government or military experience, which he highlighted during the Rogan interview. Podcaster offered up a humorous but accurate hypothesis: Trump's characteristic penchant for outrageousness. Rogan then touched on how the former president's unfiltered, unspoken,
you said a lot of wild
genuine
shit.
nature has been an integral part of his appeal to voters. See, before, Trump almost admits to losing the 2020 elections to
CNN, in all their brilliance, by highlighting your wild shit, made you much more popular.
It was the question that was on everyone's mind. How is Rogan going to handle
I
Trump's
want to talk
election
about
denialism?
2020
From
because
day
you
one,
said
the
over and
former
over
president has
again
maintained
that you
he
were
did not
robbed
lose
in
the election
2020.
to President
totally.
Biden, and
How
very
do
much
you
in line
think
with his
you
other
were robbed?
stances that it was, quote, crooked and supposedly rigged against him. And I would Rogan allowed Trump a soapbox to air his grievances,
Bring in
and his
papers
response
that you
was
would not believe.
interesting.
So many
the former
different
president
papers.
claimed to have documents that would prove his
That
statements,
election
and
was so
lambasted the voting
crooked.
process
It was
for its
the most
alleged
crooked
unfairness.
election.
In one notable slip-up, Trump nearly admitted his margin of defeat before quickly correcting himself for a Number 3. Trump attempts to score a Rogan
I don't believe
endorsement.
it's this much, but it doesn't
have
matter.
to hand it to Trump.
I
It was
won by
nothing
like,
short
I
of
lost by
incredibly
like,
bold to try and
I
coax
didn't
an
lose,
endorsement
but
out of
they
Joe
say I
Rogan
lost,
live
Joe,
on
they
his
say I
own
lost by
podcast.
22,000
It was
votes.
almost thrilling to watch. Asking Rogan if he'd heard that Elon Musk had endorsed him, Trump not so subtly tried to get the podcaster to do the same, right then and there. Former president expressed disbelief that Rogan could be a
I've watched you. I know him better than he is. You know what? Without speaking to you, I think I know you maybe almost as well as your wife. I have watched you for so many years. You're not a Kamala person.
Laughing it off and encouraging the president to stay on track. Number 2. Trump and Rogan clash.
Weave is getting wide. We're
No,
getting
no,
wide with
my
this
weave.
weave.
But isn't it
I want
much
to bring
better?
it back to tariffs.
But wait one second before we finish with tariffs. So they said, could you get him? We need Starlink.
On paper, the president and the podcaster
I've
seemed
done
like
so
a
many
natural fit,
they call it
and this proved
environmental
to be
impact
mostly
study.
accurate during the
I
interview
did so
itself.
much to build a
However,
building.
there
To
were
build
more
a
than
building
few
in New York
moments
is
in
very
which
tough. You
Rogan
got to
proved to
be
be
very.
less than
You got to
receptive
deal
to
with.
Trump's
Think of it.
signature braggadociousness. The most visible friction between the two stemmed from Rogan's environmental concerns.
Financing. unions.
Median listened intently as
all
Trump
the
described his history of
municipal
supervising the
stuff,
construction of
environmental.
buildings in New
Of
York
all
City,
of it, to
and
me,
the
the toughest
environmental
thing was the
considerations that
environmental.
come with, as well
Because
as
they
his
could
criticism
stop
of
you
bureaucracy
cold
and
with
government
the
red
environmental
tape. In
impact
response,
studies.
Rogan pushed back by suggesting that some level of regulation and oversight would prevent disasters such as the devastating 2010 BP oil spill. And they're all Number 1, Trump might believe
There are
in Martians.
legitimate concerns about environmental impact, correct?
There
Like,
are,
look about the BP oil spill. There's a lot of
Sure,
things that do happen that are environmentally devastating.
Sure, yeah.
And you want to mitigate that as much as
You
possible.
do.
In what was
There's a
perhaps
lot of
the
interest
most
in it.
eyebrow-raising
One of the things that
There's a
I'm
lot
very
of interest
Joe
in
Rogan experience.
the
The
people
former
coming
president
from
casually
space.
floated his
Yes.
belief
And
that
I know
there
you're
may be
interested
life
in
Oh,
on
I'm very
Mars.
interested in that.
The
How
admission
much
was
did they tell you
spurred
about
on by
that?
Rogan's
lot.
inquiry
Really?
into Trump's
Yeah.
decision to declassify documents relating to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy.
But I interviewed a few people. It's never
Rogan,
been my
who's
thing, I
spoken
have
to
to be
ufologists
honest.
in
I
the
have never
past
been
as
able
part
to.
of
I have
his show,
people that
asked Trump about
Area
interviews
51 or
with
whatever it
pilots
is.
who
I
claimed to
think
have
it's the
witnessed
number one
such
tourist
phenomena.
attraction
The
in the
highlight
whole
occurred when
country or
Rogan
something.
challenged
Area
Trump on his
51 in
suggestion,
Las Vegas.
and the
You know
president
that, right?
responded by doubling down. Whether you love Trump or hate him, it's inarguable that he's an entirely unique personality.
I mean, there's no reason not to
What
think
was your
that
favorite moment
Mars
from
and
the
all
former
these planets
president's
don't
appearance
have
on the
life.
Joe Rogan
because
experience?
Well,
we,
Mars,
be sure
we've
to let
had
us know
probes
in the
there and
comments.
rovers,
yeah,
and
but-
I don't think
yeah.
there's any life there.
Well, maybe it's life that we don't know, but maybe
Well,
it's
maybe
a
there was
different
life
kind of
there at one point in time.